Okay. I think I'm on, you guys. I'm on. Yes. Sorry. Okay, 1 second. Hello. I hope you enjoyed that. That was the the most hype song ever. That's how I got to Gamestop, by the way. Okay. So let's see. There's a couple of you in here. Hi, Mango. Welcome back. I appreciate you always sitting over here, hanging out with me. Appreciate that. How are you doing today? So yeah, that price that I just saw that I wrote on the title there is typo. I apologize. I'll change it later. So it's not at $1. It's not at $1.74, you guys. It's actually $17.44. So today was a good trading day, obviously. It was just a continuation of what, Jerome Powell come out saying, the rate is lower. I don't know if it's going to continue. Obviously, I think that it scared a whole bunch of short position. they might do a swap again, and it's not gonna be, you know, the next run. I don't know. Again, like me speculating about this type of thing because I don't know all the ins and out of what's happening behind closed door. I know the option chain somehow kind of related to that. If you look at the options, I think, hold on, I used to have this unusual option, something unusual. Hold on, let me try to find. No, not that one. I think it's this one right here. Unusual option chain. Now, GameStop doesn't pop up here, but SoFi did. So it looks like call position was bought a whole bunch, 10,000 call option volume right here being bought. You look here, right there, here. So those are unusually large call option for SoFi. Of course, there's put position right here too. So somebody knows something, right? That's gonna run it up and then run it back down again. But if you type in GME, I wonder what happened in there. Oh my, that's bad. You have to pay for this one. But yeah, I don't see, hold on, let me see if I do this right there. So 300,000, and this is by stock, by the way. So this is Tesla, Apple, blah blah blah. So it just, Ford's gonna be due for a run up. Of course, this is tomorrow expiration date. So yeah, I don't see GameStop here. Hold on, let me see if I could find it this way. Nope, just one, the one that I just typed. So yeah, as far as like option chain here, there's none to see over here. Perhaps, you know, they're not allowed to put it. Oh, right here, GME, boom. Call option, somebody bought today's for tomorrow. Increase volatility, IV right here, increased by 100%. But as far as the open interest, only 6,000 call option or so. I mean, 6,000, that's not too bad, but I wonder if there's anyone. Is that the only one so far? Yeah, I mean, 6,000, that's representative of about 68, right? 68. Hold on, let me see. 6,000 times 100. That's 600,000 shares or so be represented by that contract. And so I'm sure that's gonna be the resistance. Hopefully it's gonna open up, you know, gap up. If it gaps up and somebody wants that share, exercise that call, they're gonna have to go to the market next week in order to buy that 600,000 shares there. So let me see if there's any more here. Notice there's only one there. Of course, there's no GME here. Yeah. So again, that price might be hitting the wall there because that's the only option, unusually large volume. But that's not to say that it's not going to break that resistance. So if we could break through that level 18 or so, were off to the race, right? But right now, the resistance is 18. Again, please don't take any trade based on this. It is what it is. You know, call options always going to be the thing that kind of increase the volume. But good thing is that, you know, we have more and more media coverage now. All of a sudden, you hear about a whole bunch of good things about GME, right? So this cracks me up because we knew about all of this since earnings. So we know that, right? And of course, now they're using the terminology that AMC, Adam Aaron supporters and all that stuff used to use, right? About 3D chess and, you know, all that stuff, checkmate, and he's using this thing to try to make the company better, whatever, right? Of course, Ryan Cohen is doing the right thing. These 3D chess is really, you know, what Ryan planned to do with that $1 billion, right? But again, this narrative should have been on set on the day of earnings, right? Again, we found that out then. But for some reason, you know, they're just trying to say this now. Like, why now? It's been old news for us, right? And then Ryan Cohen plans to save GameStop by becoming Warren Buffett. Again, we know about this already. Hedge fund groups sue U.S. SEC in bid to evade short selling rules. And so that's another kind of news that come up to kind of like along the line of GameStop reporting, or along the line of short reporting, being more transparent, being more you know, at least not manipulating the data in order to continue to short the company, even though you're not supposed to, right? And so, of course, like the SEC, Gary Gensler is trying to hopefully change that rule, but these people that are nefarious, they don't want that to happen. They don't want any transparency for this type of thing because they want to continue to be opaque in order to manipulate the price down or up or whatever, right? If they want something to go up, they just let it run and, you know, without any notice whatsoever. Now, I don't know. Again, to me, SoFi, you know, it has been... Okay, let me preface by saying I do own SoFi. I am not mad that it's going up. So, but for me, I think that SoFi is in a different sector, a different kind of ball game here, right? Different company to compare to GameStop. So it's ridiculous for me to kind of make that comparison in that sense. But what I'm trying to say is that I think they're trying to run SoFi. If you Google SoFi right now, oh, short squeeze, or, you know, like more and more people are covering SoFi rather than GameStop, right? And my thought to that is that, you know, SoFi, even though it's a good company, I'm not saying that it's, you know, a terrible company to own. I'm thinking that it's not going to run, at least like to me anyway. I feel like the growth, the sector and the industry, I think it's in the banking, you know, sector. Therefore, it's kind of crunched by the liquidity issue that we have, right? Yes, the economy, like from my perspective, is that the Fed is about to cut the rates because of the economy, like economic downturns, right? And then on top of that, SoFi has loans, and loans could become delinquent at some point, right? Within these 2 years. So they're gonna hit a lot harder than GameStop, right? To me, GameStop as a company, because they have $1 billion in the bank, while SoFi, if you look at the balance sheet later on, I'll show you, may or may not. So let me double check on that. But I think it's fitting that they're trying to say that, oh, SoFi is the best investment versus GameStop, right? It's more along that line. Perhaps they're trying to pump it up before the whole sector, banking sector, is going to go downturn, to try to capture as many people to run into SoFi, because again, it's technically cheaper than GameStop if you look at the price, and not looking at anything else, right? So that's my thought. Again, it's my own opinion here. Again, I own the stock. I don't. I'm gonna write covered call for this particular one because I just believe that it's not going to run, as high as they claim to be, right? But who knows? I mean, if you look at the volume right here, it's just the same volume as any other day that it was running before. So there's nothing new about here. There's nothing new in that sense, except that if you look at the estimated earnings, that Wall Street has estimated that this company is going to become positive. But look at the earnings, right? It's very low bar for them to hit, especially if they're expecting to be positive next earnings quarter, right? And so I don't know, is that a kind of layup for them to say that if they come up beating expectation by 100%, right? All they have to do is just post a 1 cent per share earnings, right? That would beat expectation by 1,000%. You see what I mean? So it could be a low bar for them. And then also too, look at the revenue. Revenue is very low. Estimated revenue compared to GameStop, though, right? And this has been my thesis, or my I feel like the theme about my video is that I think that these analysts are they could manipulate the price in that sense, because they could overestimate something or underestimate something in order to create that hype on a certain stock, because they want certain stock to move at that particular time versus other stocks, right? So I think that's why they did that. And also, I mean, the earnings is around like a month earlier than GameStop, so perhaps the run is to try to catch that news, right? So just keep an eye on that. But I think it's like decades on end if you want to accumulate this stock. What makes me kind of worry about SoFi is the fact that they have goodwill, right? But let's look at it real quick, right? If you look at the revenue per year versus GameStop, of course, it's not comparable. Revenue per year is close to $2 billion a year, right, for SoFi. And look at the market cap, $9 billion already. Currently, they have about 3 times the share outstanding from GameStop. So, take that with a grain of salt, right? But look at the net income for the last 12 months, right? Trailing 12, $388 million loss. So compared to GameStop, obviously we were doing about a lot better with a lot higher revenue, right? So that's one concerning thing, that they lose money, $300 million right there. And then also too, if you look at now, what it has going for them is the fact that they have increased revenue by 40%, right? It seems like year on year here. This is trailing 12 income, 40%. And that growth, I mean, if they could achieve it the next quarter, that that is amazing, but is it sustainable to grow for 40% year on year, right? So eventually it's gonna have to slow down. But I guess as far as like I think they might be expanding way too quick and too fast. So they might not be able to, offset the costs. Now, if you look at, sell, general, and admin, it went up close to $100 million, right? While GameStop, we all know that it went down $100 million. So not only that we have higher revenue, we have a higher profit margin, so to speak, right? Well, gross profit, of course, they have higher profits margin in terms of gross profit margin. Sorry about that. They do have 80%. Okay, but look at the profit margin. It's like negative 20%. So why? Why are they losing that much money even though they have 80% gross profit margin? So the only thing I could think of is expenses. Look at that. Close to $300 million increase year on year. Perhaps they're loading on debt, maybe. Current debt, long-term liability, total debt right here. I don't see account payable. Okay. Of course, I've pointed out this out already, that they have goodwill of $2 billion right there. So that thing is going to prop up the shareholder equity right here. And then also too, look, the retaining loss is $1.8 billion. So yeah, versus our retaining loss is only $275 million, right? And so the comparison is not there, obviously, but of course, YouTube's been pushing up the algorithm for SoFi. Anybody who covered SoFi usually have more view than GameStop, right? And we know all this, right? We know this, why that's the case, because again, GameStop is a lot better in every step of the way. Let's go and look at it right now. Of course, we learned all of this. Sorry, I almost fell for it. I know, and it's very, I mean, I wouldn't steer people from buying into SoFi, honestly, but if you don't understand the balance sheet, I wouldn't jump into it, like I told Lionel before, that I've been accumulating SoFi since it was down here. Like down here, again, like little at a time, you chip it away. I bought, I think I started to add more over here, little by little. Like I bought at 10, I bought at 9, I bought at 8, all the way down, and of course accumulate down here as well, as much as I can, little by little. And I've been accumulating. Right now I have like 500 shares, right? But again, over time, because I believe in the company in the long term, I believe that yes, this type of fintech is going to dump, a whole lot. Well, originally the reason why I invest in this company is because I saw this right here. Right, and my thought was, well, it was IPO at $10, so of course if it's at lower than 10, I'm sure it's gonna bounce. So this is why I began to add around here. So you have to think about this as like a long-term investing type thing, if you believe in the company, obviously, right? And so if I thought that $10 was a good price, of course I'm gonna buy down here, 5, 7, 8, you know, if I see like $5, I remember adding around here too. I was like, oh, okay, you know, if they want to bring it lower, but then I add more, until I get 500 shares right now. And so now, I mean, I'm thinking about taking some profit here because I don't think that is going to be around that price. Just my opinion. I feel like it's a little bit overvalued here. I might be shooting myself on the foot here because, again, if they post a good profitable quarter and then that growth is being maintained, you know, that 40% a year, so they might be, you know, posting a very good earnings here. But with that being said, though, you still have $1 billion. So I doubt that they will post $1 billion in profit, net profit here, right? So what is the historical net profit for SoFi here? You see, they've been losing money like crazy too. And so it would be a miracle for them to post a, you know, $1 billion profit, right? But with GameStop, though, I think it's a lot better, you know, position in terms of who's gonna run first to catch that train. I think GameStop is like first in line to catch that S&P 500 train, right? In my opinion. So, yeah, I mean, be careful, you know. I know, like, when you look into those new company, make sure you know the balance sheets in order to kind of like stay convicted, right? Think about it. If you don't know how SoFi is doing here, you know, year on year, yeah, they've been losing money, but they've been adding a lot of membership, adding a lot of deposits and new signups and all that stuff. And that's the whole reason why I keep holding on to this particular stock, is because I know the growth factor of it, that it could be something very special. So, but my heart is in GameStop, obviously, so it's a lot more. I think the story is not end yet, right? And the fact that you have a lot of people like you and I, people who have been holding GameStop for a long time and know all the narrative that happens in this, the history, you know, of GameStop is still potent, in my opinion. And you see this volume that's suddenly getting picked up right now. So that this is a very good sign. In terms of pricing, right? If you are excited about this pricing, think about how much volume it's been picked up, like, you know, like crazy. When you compare to SoFi's chart over here, the volume has kind of stayed the same, but yet the pump is real, right? They're starting to pump in it up, like in the YouTube algorithm. Of course, I was watching Ron Walker. He's a very good kind of chart analyst. And, you know, like, he does time the market a little bit, to me, a lot more accurate than most people. I mean, he doesn't always get it right, obviously. Within a week or so, he might get it right most of the time. And so, but anyway, so if you want to watch him, I'll link down below. Hi Lionel, it won't track mine, and that is Jimmy. That's good. Migo, I'm with you. Yep, Jimmy for life. Yes, you are right. Just venturing out. I mean, I don't look. You do you if you think that you could do it. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate it every time you ask me first before you go into it. But I don't want to deter people from learning it by themselves, right? And to me, hi Bella, what's up, Bella? But anyway, so what was I saying? Oh, venturing out. Yeah, I don't want to deter people from doing that, because that's how you learn most, is when you kind of actually lose some money yourself here and then, kind of learn a whole bunch of stuff there. Especially like your sentiment, whether you're in it for the right reason or not, right? And then, but I also don't want people to go over sellers and then you just lose a whole bunch of money for no apparent reason at all. So that's just like my perspective on life in terms of like trading and all that. But anyway, so what is going on? Oh, so I just discovered this particular channel right here, and it's by I was gonna say Matt Lauer, Dave Lauer here. He's a pretty prominent kind of figure when it comes to explaining what the market structure is all about, and the puts and calls, and he used to work for Citadel trading desk, quantum trading desk or whatever. He's a pretty smart guy. Obviously he was the one that kind of on the scene 15 years ago, describing about how we're not trading based on free market anymore, because there's so much order is being rerouted to what is it called, order flow, right? But we all know about those market structure. If you invest in GameStop for a while, I'm hoping that you're aware of those type of market structure, and that's his specialty, is to know what the market structure, and he used to like program those type of algorithm in order to take advantage of the retail investor, right? And in turn, they're actually make the price actually more expensive for retail, or for even the institutional investor that are not in the quantum trading desk or whatever. So, but anyway, so if you want to watch that one, I'm going to watch that after this live right here. So I want to see what's going on here, but it seems like a good discussion to kind of watch. Okay, so of course, stock market with Bruce, I've watched him from time to time. Of course, he's like advocating for like writing covered call and all that stuff. I followed some of the strategy, but of course, for me, I only do covered call for companies that I think that short term is going to go down, right? GME is a different ball game for me, right? And so I avoid for doing covered call for GME, because I think that GME is it could run at any time, and I'm in here for a long term. But for SoFi though, I've been writing covered call for SoFi currently. I mean, I'm kind of regretting it, because I wrote it at $6 and now it's at $9. So to Moran's point though, I think his new video coming out, yeah, you could lose that gain if you're not careful. But to me, SoFi it's a peanuts for me, right? I'm just doing it because I'm bored at work and all that stuff. So that's why I have my short term, long term, and immediate term where I could trade with a portfolio. You see what I mean? So again, I'm just trying to learn as much as I can here on the stock market, and most of the lesson that I've learned is through doing it on the stock market myself. So that's that. Oh my God, I've been babbling for 35 minutes. But with caution. Yes, Lionel. All right, so I feel like that's all I have for today. Oddly, I know I'm kind of enthusiastic about the price action. So what else is new? Let's look at GameStop as a whole here. Obviously, we have those daily deal that we have on the website. So let's go check it out today. And this is Daily Pro membership. If you are a membership, you could take advantage of these daily discount type of thing, right? So as a pro member, you get discount on top of the discount, right? Look at this, $17 for this ugly sweater right here. Perfect for work, right? Actually, yeah, tomorrow is a ugly sweater contest. So, oh man, I should have, oh, actually I might just run to GameStop real quick. But yeah, so those type of deals are happening right now. You could get it for your loved ones if you have any gifts. And then I think the good thing about this one too is that you could see what's coming up next. You see what I mean? Look, Funko Pop and all that stuff. And again, this is to increase engagement, right? You want people to come into the website every single day to check out your deal. Not only that, they might be adding a couple. It's like, oh, I need this as well. Like, oh, I forgot I need a, headset, for whatever. And so it's going to bring more and more people coming into the site to check out the items that we have here. And again, they have like a lot of hardware stuff, and people are not aware of this at all. Like when I tell people to buy into GameStop stock, they're like, oh, aren't they selling used video game? Is that like, aren't they gonna go bankrupt? Of course, like the narrative is like strong for these people. Let's see. Hold on. Actually, cell phone too. Yeah, you could get cell phone. Was it cell phone? Cell phone. Oh, okay. There's no cell phone. Oh, it's like case for your cell phone, iPhone, whatnot. What else? They have a GameStop brand micro card right here, right? Memory card. So yeah, they have brand name stuff like that. Like, come on, these are, pretty cool, in my opinion, anyway. Yep. That's it. And then what else do they have here? Sometimes I scroll around to see what's going on with GameStop and what they're actually doing to, increase engagement in the website. And those are like pretty good idea too. Like, again, these are free advertisement, you guys. Like, people don't realize how, smart leadership has been, to try to bring more and more people to shop at the store. And this is gonna happen over time, you guys. Like, that's why they're like, the sale is down by $100 million. Well, that $100 million only technically only lose them $10 million, right? Of the gross profit. So it's not that by much. So they've been increasing foot traffic on the e-commerce website. And keep in mind too, we've been closing out stores for, however many stores that we've been closing down. So those does affect the top line revenue, but we are not extending them ourselves. Like, why would you want to open more store when those stores are not profitable, right? When you could bring down this right here. If you look at let me see. right here. Profit per employee, it used to be $6,000. You guys, like if you look at my older video, it used to be $6,000 minus. Right now it's $700 per employee. So they've been doing great because they don't need those employees to for those stores that were not profitable, right? We're not selling anything that's substantial. So I'm sure they probably just need to cut a couple more stores and then we are profitable, right? And once we're profitable, obviously we could scale it based on that footprint as well, the skeleton crew, so to speak. And then we know which location to go into as well. And I'm sure, they're gonna try to, the e-commerce e-commerce space is going to be massive. Like hopefully it's bigger than Amazon, right? That's what we're aiming for. But that's going to take us, I'm going to give him 7 years to try to achieve that. I think he's on his way. Like, come on. To be able to turn this company around in this manner in 3 years, like that's not an easiest thing to do. And with all the negative press as well. Oh man. And to say that the Ryan Cohen is a failure at fundamentally turning this company around is such a like a hyperbole type thing, like to make you believe that, oh, this company is terrible to own, even though it's like the best thing ever, right? Well, again, in my opinion. In my opinion. All right, guys, I'm babbling. So any question at all, anyone? I know there's only 4 of you here. I appreciate you joining in. If there's no more question, I would just sign off, but let me wait a couple minutes here for you guys to kind of type in. Yeah, I use this website from time to time just to see what the volume coming in, and this is the option chain, by the way, for those of you who just joined. It's good for people who wants to trade like real quick or see where the market sentiment is in terms of like stocks. And AMD call option tomorrow expire, but open interest is right here, 18,000 call options. And each call represent 100 shares. So if you look at here, SoFi, I think I showed you this one before, but the open interest is 11,000. Volume, it's been 34,000 contract being traded back and forth here, exchange hands. So and so if SoFi broke through 950, that's going to be in the money. So that's going to push the price even higher. Depends on, the spread of all those calls, or the strike price of all those calls, open interest and all that stuff. So, yep. So, all right, I do. Thank you for. Oh, thank you for all that you do. Yes, thank you, Lena. All right, that's all I have for this one. I appreciate all of you.